Good afternoon, and welcome to Brunch and Budget on Bonfire Radio with your host, Pamela Capellet, a certified financial planner here to help take the bite out of your budget. Brunchandbudget.com. I'm your sound provider, Dialect, and here's your host, Pamela Capellet.
Thank you, Dialect, and thank you, everybody, for tuning in on this Sunday afternoon. We are very excited to have you listening. It's almost the end of 2015. I hope y'all are getting your Christmas presents wrapped and all of that, whatever y'all do for the end.
Just wrapping for my
Or just
rappers out there.
wrapping. Yeah, I mean, we're probably just going to go to a Chinese restaurant and watch some TV.
Is that what we're gonna go?
No.
Watch. Wait, are we gonna watch TV at the Chinese restaurant? What's gonna be on?
I don't know. Probably some Christmas shit.
Well, that would just be full circle, I guess.
That would just be full circle. So we are today actually going to be talking about 2016 since we're so close to it.
Might as well be done with the year. Whatever you ain't done, it ain't done.
Yes, these 2 weeks are usually our time to reset and start thinking about 2016 or the next year or whatever it is and start making some goals for the following year. And today we're going to be talking about how to crush your income goals.
Crush income.
Crush.
Do we have goals for next year? Bonfire? Does Bonfire have any goals?
Ooh, yeah. We're going to be talking about those later today, but not on the air or anything.
Oh no, just in general, actually.
Just in our
as
bonfire.
bonfirers.
As bonfirers, yes. But before we go into how to crush your income goals, I want to do a little investment appetizer.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, and I want to talk about how your advisor gets paid, speaking of income and how they make their money. So we've talked about this a number of times on the show, but I just want to officially lay out the different ways that an advisor gets paid when you work with them. This could be an investment advisor, a financial planner.
So all these kinds, yes.
Yes, they come under many names, but it's really someone just advising you on your finances.
Like the devil?
What?
You know, they say he many names.
Oh my God.
Is your advisor
Did you
the
just
devil?
equate
Is that
financial advisors to the devil?
No, I equated all advisors with the devil because that's what you just said.
You're right. Advisors who advise on finances.
My new next album is going to be called My Advisor Made Me Do It.
Oh my Lord.
They advised me.
They did, and they got paid for it. How did they get paid for it? Let's
because
find out.
Because they had to be right. Right? No, it's fine how
Yes.
they get paid. Not with your immortal soul.
Yeah, so there's 3 different ways that an advisor can get paid. There's fee-only advisors, fee-based advisors.
Isn't that the same thing?
No, unfortunately for you, speaking of things that come in many names, and commission-based advisors. So let's start with commission-based because I feel like that's the easiest to explain. Commission-based is basically they sell you a product and they make commission off of it. Now, this goes with insurance and investments and any other products they sell. They might also get a little referral fee for sending you to someone like an attorney or an accountant. They might get a kickback for that or another agent or something. But they basically earn commissions off of products. So if you go to an advisor and they're like, oh, the financial plan is free, and then somehow you're getting insurance illustrations pushed in front of you or investment products that don't really make sense to you pushed in front of you, ask them what they're getting paid for it. That is always your right as a client, as a consumer, to find out how the person gets paid, especially if they tell you that you're getting something for free, like a financial plan.
You know commission stuff because it will often involve things like Pam saying being a little too pushy. To offer another example, remember when you go to the clothing store for a pair of pants and then you go and ask the person about the pair of pants and they're kind of apathetic and they just let you pick out the pair of pants that you want?
Pretty much.
Those people are not working on commission. You know the spot where as soon as you make eye contact with the front door of the store, they are sitting on your shoulder telling you which one is the bestest deal?
I do. And then they ask you, like, tell them my name when you get to the cash register.
All of that vested interest in making a sale.
Yes. And that is very much what commission-based financial advisors, that is their vibe. That's what they're based around. That's how they make money. And, you know, it's one way to make money, and it's not a good thing or a bad thing. It's just something you need to be aware of when you go into a financial advising relationship. Because you know that there might be a conflict of interest in terms of what they're recommending to you versus what they're making on the other side. So keep that in mind, commission-based advisors. Now we move on to fee-based advisors. Fee-based advisors are kind of a hybrid of fee only, which I'll go into in a second, and these commission based advisors. So fee based advisors, they charge you a fee for financial planning. So financial plans aren't usually free with fee based advisors. And usually with fee based advisors, the financial planning fee is the bulk of their revenue. It's the bulk of what they make. But at the same time, on the flip side, they might also be an insurance agent, or they might sell investment products and get a commission off of that. So fee-based advisors are a hybrid of the fee-only advisor who gets paid for advice and the commissions advisor who gets paid on products that they sell.
And this is where the whole conflict of interest really gets interesting, right?
Yes, the conflict of interest gets interesting. I like that. Yes. Well, this is what's tough is you're kind of straddling two lines in the fee-based world as an advisor. You've signed a fiduciary oath, and we talked about fiduciary oaths and fiduciaries in another investment appetizer. But just to refresh you, a fiduciary is someone who is required to recommend the products that have your best interest in mind, which means if there's two products that will get you to the same goal equally, and one of them has a higher fee or cost to you than the other, then it is the advisor's fiduciary responsibility to recommend the product that will cost less and still achieve the same goal.
You know how you can't expect a pharmacy to give you the best option because they're just there to sell the drugs that they already have.
Mm-hmm.
But the doctor is supposed to and had to take a similar oath to tell you the actual thing that will work best for you, not the most expensive thing that they got at the pharmacy.
Yes, exactly. And so with fee-based advisors, they're straddling the line a little bit in terms of the fact that they are supposed to give unbiased advice, but at the same time, they have a little bit of incentive on the other side to sell you certain products that, may be good for you, but may not be the best for you.
Ooh, so that makes me nervous because then I'm thinking I don't want my doctor to also be my pharmacist.
Yeah.
I would like a check and/or a balance in there.
Ooh, yes, that's a good point. Your doctor should not be your pharmacist.
It just makes me nervous.
I feel that, yeah. So fee-based advisors, they're more common, and I think they're part of the reason why they're more common is because there are advisors who are transitioning out of commission-based and seeing that people are willing to pay for advice, but they don't necessarily want to give up their original bread and butter. So again, it's not necessarily a good or bad thing to have a fee-based advisor. And there's also some advisors, like there's a blogger who I'm trying to think of the blog name, but he's a certified financial planner, but he also happens to make revenue from his blog, including referral links and affiliate links. So he has to call himself fee-based because he makes that revenue from his blog. Whether or not he sells products, he is making, and these rules are really strict. He is making.
So he's selling a product, just not ones that are traditionally associated.
Yes. And again, not necessarily a good thing or a bad thing, but something to keep in mind and be aware of. Always ask how your financial advisor makes money. I cannot stress that enough. Because you need to know for your own sake to also understand what their motivation is for recommending certain things to you. So fee-based, and then we have fee-only. Fee-only is, I suppose, the purest form of paying someone for financial advice.
You give me money, I tell you the future.
Yeah, exactly. We're all psychics. Zoltans, yes. Fee-only advisors. So fee-only advisors do not sell any products, and they do not take any commission or referral fees from anyone. So basically, it's as transparent as it can get. Fee-only advisors will take a fee in exchange for financial planning and will also take a percentage of your assets to manage them. Okay. So fee-only advisors encompass those two things. They are not selling investment products like annuities, for instance, or certain mutual funds that they might get commission off of. They don't sell any of that. So it's very open platform, open architecture in terms of the investments, as they like to call it. And they basically make, a certain percentage off of the money that they invest for you on your behalf. And a lot of advisors are now charging for financial planning. So for instance, I charge a monthly fee for financial planning. I don't take assets under management. And I am basically, the thing with fee only is they're sitting on your side of the table. So I am your advocate. And fee only advisors are your advocate in a lot of ways. And again, it's one of those things where just understanding where your advisor is getting their money from means you understand their motivation. And you understand also where they're coming from in terms of their recommendations. It's not to say that every advisor who is commission-based or fee-based is bad. It's just to say that they might have conflicts of interest that you need to know about. That doesn't mean don't work with them. That just means understand where they're coming from when they're talking to you about their recommendations for you.
Yeah, it seems like when you're talking about the ones who are fee only, for that you are getting some sort of something similar to or akin to counseling.
Yes.
And when you've
and
got
consulting, yes.
right, counseling and consulting, and when you've got your commission base or even your fee base, that's more of like you've got a performer at a concert with some merch. And as I was saying that in my head, that also speaks a little bit to the level of which you should be trusting them.
Interesting. I like these analogies.
Yeah, we got analogies
You're pulling
for you.
them out. You're pulling them out this week. I love it. Yes, so just know how your advisor gets paid when you start to work with them. Get that out of the way up front immediately. If they won't tell you or if they are a little funny about it, then run straight up. So fee only, fee based, and commission based. Those are the three ways that advisors can get paid. And now let's talk about how you're going to get paid in 2016. How are you going to get paid? So the reason I specifically want to talk about income goals today is because I feel like that we spend a lot of time talking about saving money and spending money, and that's always the rhetoric that we get when it comes to personal finances. You know, everything feels like it can be boiled down to spend less, save more, right? And a lot of this has to do, I feel like, with talking about spending and savings means that you're thinking about the money that you already have. So you're thinking about money that you have control of. It's money that, you know, it's bird in hand essentially. And so a lot of people tend to focus on this because it means that your failure and success can easily be measured and contained, right? You have the money in your hand. It's just a matter of what you do with it. And there are no real other outside forces, at least it feels like, that are affecting your ability to save and your ability to spend. You know, it's easy to say, oh, I was able to save this much or I was able to spend this much less. So something about spending and saving, it's comforting. It's something that, you know, you have this limit on what you can do with it, and that kind of gives you this sort of comfort zone, I guess. And thinking about increasing your income means that you have to step out of that. And you put your ability to make money for the most part into someone else's hands, even though you don't necessarily, you know, even though you're putting in your best efforts, at the end of the day, you know, it feels like that you don't have control over it.
Right. Well, and to a degree you don't.
Yeah.
In that it is not what you actually have. And we talk about, you know, money being available to you versus money being liquid.
Yeah.
And this is just a slightly more abstract method of money that is available to you but not liquid.
Right, exactly. And it's kind of a scary place to have your head in, you know, because it's something that is essentially out of your control. No matter what you do, things just might not work. So thinking about making more income feels like the scary thing all the way over there. I know that when I had to do that with Brunch and Budget this year, and it's been almost a year since I've gone full-time freelance. Woo! But when I had to think about that with Brunch and Budget this year, one of the hardest things for me was actually thinking about the fact that, I have to generate income and also cross my fingers at the same time. Like, I had to make plans, but also be okay with not knowing how those plans were actually going to play out. So making income and thinking about income and setting income goals is a scary thing, but it is a very, very necessary thing, because at the end of the day, there's only so much you can do in terms of limiting your spending and saving. You know, the money that you have can only go so far. And if you want to grow and if you want to, you know, increase your income, grow in your career, and be able to build a lifestyle that you're looking for, then saving and spending is a place to start, but it's not the only place to look.
And this goes to our creative people as well. I know it's hard when you create a work of art, you make an album, something like that, to be like, well, how much money am I going to make off that? Look, I've been there, I be there.
Yeah.
And because what you want to say in your head are two things simultaneously, which are, well, it doesn't really matter as long as it helps the people to do the thing, the art.
Right.
And then also, as many as possible, the entire population of every Earth and Earth 2.
Yeah, totally. And I've been there too, even as a financial planner, of like, I just want to help as many people as possible. I don't want to charge that much. I want it to be affordable, all of that stuff. And also, I want to be able to do things.
But check it out, artist. So, both on the money monkey and a mastery side of the equation, what do you want that money for?
Yes.
What are you trying to pay for? Because, if Donna's truth is to just as much as possible so that you can build some sort of mountain or empire, well, then you're probably going to have to revisit that you're making an art.
Right.
But really,
one thing,
like
yeah.
music people, are you trying to get better equipment for your studio?
Yeah.
Are you trying to pay for your health care over the
Yes.
next 6 months? Are you trying to make enough money that will pay for your travel? Mm-hmm. Are you trying to pay for your kids' school? Are you trying to pay to keep your studio open for visual artists?
Yeah, that's perfect.
They're all
yeah.
real for real tangible things, and those will dictate not only what you want out of this project, but how you want to promote it and who you want to promote it to.
Yeah, absolutely. And also, making these goals concrete means that you can start to focus in on how much less am I going to spend, how much more am I going to save, and how much income do I need to make to fill that gap.
Mm-hmm.
So income is the thing that makes the spending and savings limitations, unlimited in a sense. So
Well, not unlimited, but it gives actual parameters
Yes.
rather than something that's stiff and focused on the stuff you only have.
yeah, exactly.
And keeping that other money, being so imaginary.
Yeah, definitely. And the thing is, looking outside of what you have is really, it's stepping out of your comfort zone, and it is honestly the only way to grow. It is thinking about income as your next step and your next level is really what happens after you get your spending and savings down, And to be able to think outside of that box is really, really important. So today, we are going to talk about some steps you can take to actually set and make your income goals and reach your income goals in 2016, starting with how to do a 12-month cash flow projection, how to ask for a raise or raise your rates, or both if you're doing the side hustle full-time job thing, how to supplement your income through side hustles, breaking up your goals into bite-sized goals, monthly goals, and having it tied to an action, and then also how to start putting yourself out there in small ways. If you're not doing it already or you feel uncomfortable with it, there are small steps that you can take to just start putting yourself out there as a business owner, as a freelancer, as someone who has services to offer, and someone who is looking to work with people. I think that's the other critical part of the income equation is understanding that you are going to be interacting with people and how to do that in a way that doesn't make you feel sleazy or salesman-y or all that kind of stuff. And what's funny is we did shows about almost all of these, so you can go back to the archives and get more in-depth information, but this is how to bring it all together. This show's about bringing it all together.
Whoa. So are you saying we're doing a holiday clip show?
A holiday clip show. I know. Actually, for the rest of this, just turn us off and then don't turn us off.
You can't say that. Don't say that.
Don't say that. I'm sorry.
Oh, they've all turned off. We're alone.
No,
We're alone.
No, but really though, after you listen to this show, go back to the archives. If there's anything that seems a little unclear, you want more information on, you will find it in the archives. So yes, it is a holiday clip show.
Yeah.
Unexpectedly, inadvertently, but I guess that's just what happens during the holidays.
Love it.
So before we go into that long list, can you take us to a song dialect while everyone has some space to breathe?
Yeah, well, you're taking the space to do some breathing. I'm going to take you to the homie Oren B with the first instruction of the new year. Quit your job.
Oh.
Check you out in a minute. Bunch your budget. Bonfire Radio.
Yo, what the hell happened, man? Well, I don't know. It's what you get for fucking with those Mexicans. So I blamed up a Patron and it's blending in with your estrogen. My testosterone home, but tomorrow we'll be the best of friends. And right back on the same page. Yo, I'm alive today, happy for that. Lord knows I hit it hard, then decided to drive away. Not proud of the fact, man, but ever since I quit my job, it's Mr. I'm alive and May, Ivy and live and late. Man, fuck that job, I needed more time to play. It's more beats to make, more rhymes to say. Lay it down on the ebony and ivy, ray. Summertime coming, longer days, sunshine set it all ablaze. Everything just seems to fall in place. But Lord, I'ma change my ways. I promise. I know I promised before. It hardly seems honest, but I'ma be straighter than teeth at the orthodontist. Sleep when I'm dead, so I don't need pajamas. I'm on my grind, man, hungrier than yo. What the hell happened, man? Well, I don't know. It's what you get for fucking with those Mexicans. So I blame the patrol, and it's blending in with your estrogen. My testosterone. But tomorrow we'll be the best of friends. And right back on same page. Yo, I'm alive today, hungover again, and baby, I got something on my mind to say. I know that this love is more than bills that I can pay. Life's slippery, and there's spills I could take, but just stick with me. And I feel that I can take this dream to the top. Plot and scheme with this hop hip, drip drop, and rise like cream to the top. But for now, just a little dream that I got. And it's hard to risk it all with your ass hanging out. I watched my dad do it, and it ain't panning out like he wanted to. But I'm my own man, trying to come into my own, fully grown. And plus, I got a woman too. If it was just me, I wouldn't give a shit. Now I'm taking kitties and shit, plus a dog. And he needs kibbles and bits, it gets hard. But I'ma stick with God, man, fuck this shit. Yo, what the hell happened, man? Well, I don't know. It's what you get for fucking with those Mexicans. So I blame the patrol, and it's blending in with your estrogen and my testosterone. But tomorrow we'll be the best of friends. And right back on same page. Yo.
Looks like you've been missing quite a bit of work lately.
Well, I wouldn't say I've been missing it,
Waiting on that heifer, Julio. Fuck you. You're cool. And fuck you, I'm out.
And we're back. Run your budget, Bonfire Radio.
Don't quit your job like that.
Don't. Yeah.
Just had to put that disclaimer in.
Well, I mean, really, there are very few things that you should do exactly like how they happened in Half Baked. But if you want to, I mean, you get your life lessons from the oddest of sources. So if you really do want to live every day with Abba Zaba as your only friend.
Oh, jeez.
Abba Zaba sounds like a bad friend.
It does. So today we're talking about how to crush your income goals in 2016. Yes. Make income goals, first of all, and then how to actually reach them. So we're going to start with how to set income goals, and that is done with 12-month cash flow projections. Ooh, it's definitely a spreadsheet. Oh my gosh. So spreadsheet, yes. Cash flow projections, yes. And the way 12-month cash flow projections work, and the reason why I love them, it is honestly the main reason I have to attribute to me feeling even slightly comfortable quitting my job and doing Brunch and Budget full time. Because I had a business coach, shout out to Jay Bacrania, who's awesome.
Jay Electronica? What?
Jay Bacrania.
Oh, a whole different Jay.
Yeah, whole different Jay. He is a successful CEO of a tutoring company up in Massachusetts called Signet Education, and he was my business coach for a while. And one of the first things that he had me do when he was talking me through quitting my job was to do 12-month cash flow projections and actually project out month to month what I thought I was going to be able to make through Brunch and Budget. And my objections were, I don't even know. At that point, I was maybe making like $200 a month from Brunch and Budget total. And I was like, I don't know. How am I supposed to project income that I've never even seen before? What do I even know about what I can possibly make? And he was like, just fill out the spreadsheet. Think about what you feel like you could do and stretch it a little. So do you feel like you could get one client a month? Say you'll get 2 clients a month. Do you feel like you could, see 5 different people? Say you'll see 8 different people. And so in doing that and actually doing projections, even though it wasn't actually money in my hand, I got to see whether or not my goals would actually work for the whole year. And the thing with freelancing in general is that, you know, we're so used to thinking month to month and paycheck to paycheck that that's not how freelancing works, you know?
Nope.
That is, if you're a freelancer, you've heard the stories, it's a feast and famine cycle constantly. You never know what's going to come in every month, and that's just the reality of it. But with cash flow projections, what you can do when you fill this out, and I will put the spreadsheet in the show notes, what you can actually do is get an idea of where those high months are and those lean months are and plan for them. And at the same time, you can also see whether or not your business is actually financially viable. You know, if you've never done cash flow projections before, you can see into the next year by doing them and get an idea of where you need to be. So start with doing cash flow projections, and then later we're going to talk about how to track your cash flow. But the one-time cash flow projection spreadsheet is not a one-time thing. You do the whole 12 months at once, and then every month you track it to see if you've hit your goals or not. So it's one of those things where you're building awareness of the fact that you are focusing on getting this income. You're putting numbers down in black and white, and then as you go, you can actually adjust you and the way you run your business based on whether or not you're making money. So cash flow projections are really, 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 really critical to starting to set your income goals. So we got that in place. Once you do your cash flow projections, the next part is asking for a raise or asking to raise your rates. Now, asking for a raise can apply to you as an employee, or I know there's some people who are in a situation where they're permalancers. They basically are technically freelancers, but they work for one or two big clients.
I would definitely have watched the Permalancers Saturday morning cartoon all the time.
I know, right? They totally sound like superheroes. So in this situation, ask for a raise. We did actually do 2 shows on how to ask for a raise. One on how to ask for a raise and some strategies for that, and also how to ask for a raise as a woman. So it is different for women. Unfortunately, we don't ask, and when we do, we sometimes get villainized for it. So how do you tread those waters? And I would definitely, since it's a holiday clip show, I'm going to plug that show because I actually had 2 great stories come back from people who listen to that show. One is a woman who I met at a workshop. I workshop that I did for Levo League, and I opened the workshop with talking about asking for a raise and increasing your income over the years. And she came back to a workshop I did the next week, and she told me that she listened to my podcast. The next day she asked for a raise from her boss, and she got it.
Nice.
Out of nowhere. It wasn't review time. It wasn't time to talk about bonuses or raises. She just did it. And more recently, I actually had a woman who I just had a 20-minute intro call with, and to see if she wanted to work with me. And as I was talking to her, I recommended that she listen to the show as well. She came back to me and she said that she got a 10% raise from her boss after listening to the show.
So what we're saying is if you listen to this show and then ask for a raise, Pamela Capalad will personally mind control your boss into giving it to you.
Yes, I have those powers.
100% guaranteed. This is binding.
No guarantees. This is all the kind of stuff, again, that it makes you nervous because you don't know what your boss is going to say. You're also, I know that people are afraid, like, I'm just grateful to have a job. I'm grateful to be able to be here. And it's one of those things where you need to think of it on the other side too, that your boss is grateful to have you doing the work that you're doing. You know, it is way more work for them to have to think about you quitting and hiring somebody else than to just give you a little bit more money so you're still happy. So you have to think of it on both sides, and honestly, the worst response you're gonna get is a no. If you get a no,
Or maybe a laugh and then a no. That's like the worst response.
that's
you're
the
gonna get.
absolute worst. You're
But
right.
not like a full-throated, like it would be
just like a chuckle.
yeah, like one of those like out loud smirks type of thing.
So just like put that in your body right now and kind of shudder a little and then let it go. That is the worst that can happen. And honestly, what's most likely to happen is if they say no, you started the conversation and you can open it up to 6 months from now. Can we revisit this? Can we revisit this during my review time? Is there anything I could do to get to the point where I can get this additional compensation? So you've opened up the conversation either way, and they're thinking about it now. So ask for a raise and raising your rates. If you're a freelancer, if you're side hustling, anything, if you have never raised your rates, do it. Raise your rates with your current clients, with your new clients. One thing that I did with Brunch and Budget is I actually was afraid to start charging people, in all honesty, when I first started. And so I really lowballed my service offerings. And I got a couple people, and that actually gave me the confidence to raise my rates on a regular basis to see sort of what the threshold was, and to see what are people willing to pay for this. So if you're in that situation where you're kind of not sure what to charge, you're not sure what people will pay for your services, don't be afraid to charge a little bit less than you'd like to get at the beginning and increase it on a regular basis. Nothing is wrong with that, and it's really a good way to get comfortable with increasing your rates on a regular basis. So ask for a raise, increase your rates. Those are some of the best ways to start. And then the other thing we've talked about on the show pretty extensively is getting your side hustle on, having some side income. And this is a huge part to the income generating component of all of this, because I'm a big proponent of diversifying your income streams.
Diversify your income stream.
Yes, diversify.
Get it from all angles.
We talk about it with investments all the time, and that's what you hear all the time is diversify your investments. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. But we are so fully trained as employees to put the hands of our ability to eat the next day and have a roof over our heads into the hands of one person, your boss. Your company. They are the ones right now, if it's your only stream of income, who are dictating whether or not you're going to have money tomorrow. And that is scary. That is one of the scariest things if you think of it that way, versus having money coming in from multiple sources of income. And also by having side hustles, you're diversifying your skill and ability set too. So there's some quick ways to do it, like quick and dirty ways like Airbnb, Uber and Lyft, Dog Vacay, TaskRabbit. These are the kinds of things you can do for the short term if you need to make some quick cash. I know in New York City it's a little hard to be working with Uber and Lyft because you have to go through a little bit more hoops.
And Airbnb.
Yeah, and
all sorts of restrictions.
Yes, there's a couple of restrictions in those, but in other parts of the country, I know in California, as a Lyft driver, anyone can just hook their car up to the platform and go.
And there's a lot more lawns to mow in California, so don't sleep on the old analog style.
There you go. Yeah, if you like watching dogs, go on Dog Vacay. If you're handy, go on TaskRabbit. You can set hours. People can find you. So there's all kinds of quick platforms now that are designed to facilitate this side hustle life, essentially. Also, if you're a graphics person, 99 Designs, freelancer.com, LearnLands, all of these kinds of places. And also, we talk about this on the show, but if you're an artist, is your stuff on Etsy? If your stuff's not on Etsy, put it on Etsy. I know it feels like a huge marketplace, but people find you on Etsy that wouldn't have found you otherwise. So those are some quick ways to start a side hustle. And then the other thing is to think about, is there something you can do that's an offshoot of your work already? So Brunch and Budget actually started as a side hustle itself. I never intended for this to be my full-time job. It was my way of kind of practicing my financial planning skills on the side, helping my friends, and maybe making a little bit of money off of it. And it's a skill set that I had that I knew was needed in my community, and I just went with it to see what happened. And it turned into what is now my full-time job. And it's something I would have never, ever thought would happen. And that's the other cool thing about a side hustle is if you have a full-time job or if you have other things going on and the side hustle is just kind of like a thing you want to see if it works or some kind of passion project on the side, there's no harm in trying it and seeing if you can make a couple of extra bucks.
And for those of y'all who are artists and came up here with your ideas that you're going to be somebody's full-time artist and people just throw money at you for existing, and then you realized it wasn't all good like that. Not like me. People throw money at me for existing.
I'm throwing money at him right now, actually.
Oh, man, it's the same kind of money I always get.
Invisible?
Theoretical money. Yeah, so when it's all like that, one thing that's actually pretty cool is you will be forced to try different ways of presenting your art.
Yes, it's so true. I mean, and that's what's cool about what's going on right now is there's so many different ways to do it, and it's easier than ever. It's also what makes what makes it so there's so much noise going on. So you do have to figure out how to cut through all of
Well,
that.
my thing is, I'm just talking about creatively as an artist.
Okay.
You know, when I came to New York, I was going to be an actor, and I had done some
Yes.
rapping. And through all of my time, I was able to mix the things I do, find areas in which other people weren't paying attention to, and try paying attention to, explore those types of options. And it has done my artistic career just on the creative side really well to be forced to diversify what I do.
Word. I love that. I love that. That's cool. Okay. So, side hustling. Side hustling is definitely, like you said, it'll diversify what you can do. It'll unlock certain skill sets and abilities, and you'll make some extra money on the side.
Well, I can show you, how much and what aspects of the thing that you love to do, you really do love to do.
Word. That's so true, especially if you can't decide. I know there's a lot of people, I had lots of conversation with my friends and clients who are trying to figure out, like, what do I actually want to do with my life? And they're in this job that they got out of college, and it's fine for now, and they like everyone they work with, and you hear all those same stories and all the same reasons to stay. The benefits are good. I like the people I work with. My boss is nice. But, there's no real oomph behind what they're doing. They don't really feel awesome about it. So to be able to have a side hustle while you're doing your full-time job, it could either make your full-time job easier to go to every day, or it could show you what you really care about.
Bam.
Yep. So we got cash flow projections. So you need to set your income goals, and then you need to start asking for more money, either with a raise or raising your rates, and also find a different way to make income that is outside of the way that you make it now. And I think that's really critical in general, whether or not you're full-time freelancing or you have a full-time job, to just try something on the side and see if there's like a little side thing you can make some money off of.
Well, and on the ask for more money, diversify your income streams type of thing, if you can figure out new and different ways to do what you're doing, if you can find ways to solidify something you're doing or expand the depth of something you're doing or make more efficient what you're doing, well, now you've got more leverage to ask somebody for more money, whether it's a boss or whether it's of your clients.
Yes, leverage. One of my favorite financial
And not
words.
creepy leverage, not like over a barrel because you're doing them bad leverage.
Not blackmailing leverage.
Exactly.
Yeah, but just like I've become more valuable.
Why
So
do we call it blackmailing? Or y'all just think that we inherently... It's terrible.
Oh man, are we gonna go there? Maybe we should have a brunch break instead.
Do we have a brunch break? I think it's time for a brunch break.
Yay, brunch break. So we were in Austin 2 weeks ago. Was it 2 weeks ago? Jeez,
I
this
don't know
month
where-
is
I
a
don't know
blur.
what's been happening.
We were in Austin sometime in December.
That's Texas.
Texas, Austin, Texas. Yes,
Mhm.
that
not,
is
not ostentatious.
that is not ostentatious.
That's not a place.
You're
It's
right.
just a
No.
word.
You're so right. So we went to this place. It was a donut place.
It wasn't a place.
It was a trailer.
Yeah, there
It
was
was
a
a silver
trailer.
trailer.
A beautiful silver trailer.
It was beautiful, and it was this place called Gordo's.
Wait.
Wait. I have to spell it. I have to spell it.
Spell it out loud.
It's GOURDOUGH.
Like it's short for gourmet donuts, but it's also gordos because in Spanish, because it's gonna make you gordo.
It was. I just laughed so hard when I saw that pun, and it dawned on me, and I was like, "Oh my god, that's genius!" So they have the craziest donuts that you will ever see in your entire life. Let me just start with mine. It was called the Blackout, which I don't think was negative or positive in any way towards the word black.
No, probably not.
But it was a donut with brownies on top of it, covered in brownie batter, fudge icing, and chocolate chips. Yes.
You see, while that's not like derogatory, I would prefer to have called it just all black everything with all of that going on.
I know, right? Oh my gosh. And then what did you have, Dialect? You had something crazy.
Oh, mine was pretty simple. Mine was just like the usual cheese kind of filling type of thing, and peach smothered and poured all over this freshly fried
It was
nut of dough.
officially, it was called Son of a Peach. Peach filling, cinnamon sugar, and cake mix topping.
Oh, there was cake mix in that. I forgot.
That's what that was. I was like, why is this so good? Yes, I had a bite. It was so good. They have other crazy stuff like one's called Porky's Canadian bacon, cream cheese, and jalapeno jelly.
It's served to you by a Belushi brother.
Oh man. They have one called ODB, which are cream-filled donut holes with icing rolled in coconut.
We can't say who serves that one to you.
We really shouldn't. You can also make your own if you feel like getting creative, but we just went with what they had. It was crazy. Gordo's in Austin, Texas. There's a couple of locations, but try to make it to the Silver Trailer because it was really cool.
It was special.
That was our brunch break. And now,
Also, and they don't forget, they also have, we didn't have this, we have to try it next time, donut burgers, whatever the heck that means.
oh my God, yes.
It said, ask about our donut burgers.
Not at the trailer, I don't think, but at their location in Austin. I believe they serve actual donut burgers.
Wherever you find people lying on the street, clutching their arm with a smile on their face like they just been gassed by the Joker.
You found them.
Yes.
Oh, I found them. There's one called a Ron Burgundy. Angus beef, bacon, fried egg, 2 slices of American cheese, cilantro, guacamole, sliced tomato, and mayonnaise. In between a donut.
I'm already grabbing my left arm.
I know, right? Woo! I guess we better go to a song to compose ourselves.
Yes, please. Whew. To continue on with the series of what we're doing, ending on out in this special clip show. After you quit your job, as we had by OMB, we're going to go to Vibes Detox and become an entrepreneur. And see you right after that. Bunch of Budget, Bonfire Radio.
Looks like a martyr. Goes boom. Thanks, MG. Jay. I remember I was 8, I had questions about my fate. Once I looked up in the sky, I realized what's up at stake. I know people that be rich, I kill people who be fake. Grew up a poor motherfucker, but my hustle keep me safe. All the homies can relate, overdraft that BOA. I am my own Wells Fargo, my cash be my cargo on a plane. Paper chasing is a goal, it's in everybody's soul. Cause if you don't, I know you will die financially for sure. Either miserably or happy, it don't matter, you will broke. This life is a fucking game, another dog-eat-dog reality phase. When you hit rock bottom, something gotta change or you never get paid. Use your foresight and your guts, then you will know what risk to take. Yeah. I couldn't find a job, so I made one. I couldn't find a job, so I made one. I couldn't find a job, so I made one. I couldn't find a job, so I made one. I'm an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur, an entrepreneur.
Welcome back, Brunch and Budget, Bonfire Radio. That was Vibes Detox with Entrepreneur from his album Entrepreneur. And we're here talking about what you should do in the next year to make sure that your entrepreneur behind can have some money,
Yes.
make some money, and do something with that money.
I love it. All of it. And it's inadvertently a clip show. Yay.
Inadvertent clip show.
Inadvertent clip show.
It's not actually a clip show because
We're not playing any clips.
yeah, there's no clipping happening.
No, it's not.
These are all. This is all live talking.
Yes, we're live talking.
No jive talking.
It's a referencing other shows show.
It's a bibliographical show.
There you go. I like that.
This is the bibliographical.
It's a
episode.
way to end the year. I guess the year's not technically over yet, but you know what I mean.
Well, we
There's
still
like one more
we
week
still have another
left.
show for this.
We do, but we're talking about how to crush your income goals today. We started with cash flow projections, asking for more money, starting a side hustle, and now it's about focusing on the goal itself. So you got some strategies and some tips, and now how do you actually track it and make sure that you're meeting and exceeding these income goals? So the first thing is to break up your goal into bite-sized actions. So when you look at the cash flow projections, you're most likely already doing this, especially when you think about it month by month. Like I mentioned before, the idea of getting 1 or 2 clients a month or 2 to 3 clients a month felt much less intimidating than I want 30 clients by the end of the year. So if you break up how many things you need to sell, how many dollars you need to make, how many clients you need to get by the month, as you look at your cash flow projections, that's one way to break up your goals into bite-sized actions.
Oh, and an easier way to shoot for more.
Yes,
Because
exactly.
if you're saying you want 30, but then tell yourself I'm going to go for 60, that sounds like what kind of jerk I am. But if you're saying you want to get 1 a day, and then you up that to 2 a day,
Right.
that sounds a lot more doable.
Yeah, it makes it more manageable. And also it'll give you an idea when you break it down into month by month if it actually is feasible or if it is too much of a stretch for you and you can take the goals down a little bit. Especially if you're new to this or you're new to freelancing in general. I know some people have a tendency to get overly ambitious with what they think they can accomplish. I have the opposite problem.
You're not ambitious enough?
I don't shoot far enough. I want my goals to be too realistic, I guess, if that makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Where I'm like, okay, I can definitely get this, and so I only want to count on this. And when you do that, it means that you don't stretch to get the next client and the next
Yeah.
client.
Reach for the stars, because even if you miss them, you'll
Don't.
impale your back on a mountain, and that's a great way to go out. Right? That's the saying?
I was like, don't say
Isn't
it.
that the saying?
But yeah,
right?
I'm really glad you said that. Yes, that's the saying. That is a cool way to go out.
Right?
You'll impale yourself. I have just this image in my head of you like flying through the sky, landing on a mountain and like causing an avalanche or something.
Right? See? And you'll crush those beneath you.
You will crush those beneath you.
Now that is a sad, like I'm
You'll
what,
take everyone out
yeah,
with
I'm
you.
picturing that's like a satisfying way to go out there.
So yeah, stretch your goals because you might cause an avalanche. Who knows? But yes, stretch your goals, but don't stretch too far that you don't meet them. Or one thing that you can do is actually
or it doesn't help you if you don't reach them.
Yes,
Because that's what you're
exactly.
saying is, the thing of it, especially in the beginning, and I'm in this space right now, so I'm right there with y'all. It's a tool for assessment. And
absolutely.
I'm really bad at setting exact money parameters or even exact any kind of parameters on stuff because I very much in that art's like, it's beautiful as long as it happens and people I feel that. So when you stretch and do things like that, you already are afraid to ask for the number you secretly want. So when you blast past that,
Yeah.
then you get to see where along the spectrum things are currently, and it gives you a good hint as to what it will take to get it to any of those numbers. So it can kind of blow away a lot of misconceptions going on in your head without you having to show your hand, really.
Right, exactly. Well, and that's the next critical part too, is this is an assessment. So you need to have hard data to back up what your assumptions were at the same time. So every single month, as you go through the month, track what your actual income was versus what you thought it was going to be with your goals. Look at the cash flow projection every single month and actually record what you made and look at it versus what you thought you were going to make. And this can help you adjust either up or down if you need to.
It's no more painful than looking at your grocery bill compared to what your grocery budget was.
Yep, definitely. And for some people, that might be a little painful, though.
That's what I'm saying. Well, you know,
Yeah.
it is a painful.
It is,
I
yeah.
get that it hurts, but it's no different from that.
Yes, and you shouldn't think of it any differently. And no judgment, don't get it in your head that you're a failure or a success even necessarily based on whether or not you met these goals.
Well, my thing is, artists, we're gonna be doing stuff. So think whatever you want about yourself, but think that you suck and you're a loser and you picked the wrong profession, but still do it.
Yes.
Because even if you completely screwed up and failed, crashed, burned, and had a kamikaze picnic,
Woo.
slipping in the references with your grocery budget, you're not gonna stop eating. Right?
Word.
So that's all I'm saying with that is,
Yeah.
feel free if you want to judge yourself harshly and all that good stuff, but just remember it the same way you remember your groceries. You ain't gonna stop doing it.
Yep. It's true. And don't stop doing this either. The thing is, what's nice about tracking your income and seeing what works and what doesn't is you can do something about it at that point. And I feel like when you're not tracking, you're not looking, you're just kind of wondering what the hell is next. And so this gives you an idea of whether or not something is working, and then you can go from there and you can move forward from where you are now. And I think that's a really critical part
That's real.
about doing this on a regular basis and seeing where you're going. So break up your goals into bite-sized actions, track your monthly income, and also create goals that are tied to an action and not necessarily to a result. So
Say that one more again.
create goals that are tied to an action and not to a result. So you can have a goal of getting 2 clients a month, and that's great, but you need to create sub goals under that. So you need to create goals that are action based. Like, so yes, you want to get 2 clients a month. Really what you want to do is talk to at least 15 people, right? So that way your goals are now suddenly tied to you doing something versus just getting something or waiting for something to happen.
Well, because if your goal is 2 clients a month and your stretch goal is 4 clients a month,
Yeah.
let's say, and the first 3 people you speak to, 2 of them get down, that doesn't mean you chilling for the rest of the month.
Exactly. So you need to set goals that are tied to you doing something, like I'm going to go to X number of shows this month. I'm going to go to 1 networking meeting a week. I'm going to, advertise on Facebook X times a month. Anything like that is action oriented to get you to this cash flow projection goal that you had originally set.
Well, because remember the mean time, the lean times, and remember means and averages.
Yeah.
When we look at our creative stuff, as you said about the feast and famine things, it goes like that. And actually, that's how statistics go. If you ask someone who actually understands the statistics of flipping a coin, you're not normally going to get a distribution of heads, tails, heads, tails, heads, tails.
Right.
It's usually going to be heads, 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 tails, 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 tails. And it's weird, and there are streaks, but it eventually works out.
Yes.
So it's in your favor to ride both of those streaks.
Absolutely. And that's why you just have to keep on it. And also the thing with creating action-oriented goals is it gives you something to do. It gives you what the next thing is versus, okay, well, I have to get 2 clients. How the hell am I going to do that?
Right.
So create goals that are tied to action and not results. And the final thing is that you need to start putting yourself out there in small ways. Whatever that looks like to you. I know that this was one of the hardest things for me with Brunch and Budget, is coming to the realization that I was going to have to sell my services to people and also sell myself and sell my brand to people. And that was something that was really difficult for me to go through, but something that, it was a learning experience that I look back on and I'm like, wow, I'm a different person because of this. So we did a whole show on this. It's called How to Sell Without Feeling Like You're Selling. And we talked about some strategies that you can do, because the real crux of it is that you don't want to sell anything to somebody who doesn't actually have what you need, who doesn't actually need what you have. So you're not actually trying to convince someone to buy something necessarily. You are more trying to find the people who need what you have and offering it to them.
Well, and remember, it's not just about becoming a better seller or figuring out ways to sell, but it's figuring out ways to make what you're doing a commodifiable thing. One example I would use for Brunch and Budget is the Brunch and Budget radio show.
So meta right now.
Well, come on now.
No, absolutely. You're totally right.
For those all who don't remember, this originally happened because Pam went on the morning show with Tasty Quiche and did a live Brunch and Budget with her.
Yeah.
Which led to the Brunch and Budget special, and then the continuing ongoing weekly show.
Yeah, absolutely.
And this is done. Is this okay? Has this helped? Has this not hindered your business?
I would say it has not hindered my business.
I'm saying, right?
Yeah, well, that's the thing is, this was a huge stepping out of my comfort zone thing. I originally told Keisha no, if you don't know the story. She asked me if I wanted to do a show, and I was like, nope.
You did it 3 times, so it was very Jewish.
Yes, it was very Jewish. But, it was probably one of the best things that I could have done for Brunch and Budget is to find a way to continuously put myself out there and put the business out there. And if you can find a small way to do that on a regular basis, then it'll get easier and easier and easier every time. This show has been a stepping stone for us traveling for the last 2 months, for being able to do adult workshops and work with college kids and work with foster care kids. So this show and the ability to put myself out there on a continuous basis has made it easier for me to talk to people about it when I see them. It's made it more comfortable. It's made it less of a thing that strikes fear into my heart, which is something that definitely was the case a year ago.
Well, and it's built a ton of complementary skills.
Yes, absolutely. You will see how differently you feel about your skills and abilities 1 year from now, I guarantee you, if you just start putting yourself out there on a regular basis. Straight up. So, oh man, that's the end of the show already. Woo! So, how to crush your income goals in 2016. Really quickly, set income goals through cash flow projections. Ask for a raise or raise your rates. Supplement your income through side hustles. Break up your goals into bite-sized goals. Create goals that are tied to action and not results. And start putting yourself out there. However small that is, just start telling people about what you do, and you'd be surprised how many people come to you and say that they need it. The end.
And that's it.
That's our clip show.
So remember, after you quit your job and become an entrepreneur, you got to figure out a thing you do, and the answer is profit. So we finishing you out with Sign, with Money Parade. Munch Your Budget, Bonfire Radio. Check you next week. Peace.
You ask a kid, what do you want to be when you grow up? Well, I would have said anything because I didn't really know, and I don't think many children do.
It was all about sweet 16, innocence lost falling for Kelly blonde chick, and I thought money was God and Rome was built in a day. As they salute the troops floating on the money parade, I say, be all you can be black, be white, be proud, be free. Get money, get yours. Get a girl, get a wife, that's love. I'm poor. Find God right now. Go to church, go to work, clock in, I'm down. Nigga, pay your bills, but I can't do shit cause I ain't got money in my pockets when I get that fucking check from this bullshit ass job that I got.
Many people as possible,
Yo.
and I try to put whatever I can do into the most common terms.
Sweet 16, heroes and all. 8 tried, 8 died, fighting fear for applause. They march. 8 soldiers with a thirst for blood. Frontline landmines took 2 as they fall. There's more. 4 goons all in unison say, fuck bells, they yell, let liberty ring. It did. The 2 shots rang and sang for the day. The kill jail, kill bill, and the money parade. We march.
Drink deep, burn steam in the land. Hope floats, but nothing obtains. I don't see any love in your eyes. Just pretense, defense, a well of lies. Fuck you, never stood up for nothing. Pillar of ignorance, topple on spies of selfishness. Die, fools die, nothing can ever live. Plastic is policy, poison punch for kids. Can you hear me out? Tired of bullshit, so tired of bullets and tired of blood on my hands. Tired of Superman, tired of fangs hiding behind smiles and tired of white people and tired of niggas too. Beautiful murderer in the sky, please bless us with open eyes. Sorrow tomorrow lies, will we redeem?
No.
I think the feelings in art should be more selective, and that at least the artist should be responsible to try to perpetuate the feelings which he feels will be most beneficial, or those feelings which will most contribute to a better world.
Fire in the hole as we run on cold. Silver and gold exchange for told don't do what you feel. We dairy textiles here, Middle East and Africa. Watch your back, cause we're after ya. Money parade for money to take, money to spend for money that's made. In the end is the bottom line. Suck it up and you quit that crime. Work to the bone, don't see your kids. Grab a check and you spend that bitch. Eat the cost and you pay that tax. Who needs God? We got Equifax. Who needs God? We got Equifax. Hello progress, fade to black.
The future is just downright beautiful!